Welcome to Patty's Podcast, where we explore authentic stories and inspiring passions from everyday people. As an American who spent 25 years in Kuwait, Patty brings a unique perspective to her conversations. For her 50th birthday, she's finally ticking off a long-time bucket list by launching this podcast. Join us as we celebrate this milestone and dive into the incredible journeys of Patty and her special guests. Enjoy the episode and get ready for a deep dive in the simulation we call life.
So, welcome to Patty's Podcast.
Thank you.
I'm so excited that you're here.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's my
I'm so honored
honor
to be here.
So happy. It's my honor. It's like, I feel like God puts people in your life for a reason. And everybody comes right on time. And you came in my life right on time. Wallahi.
Same feeling.
And the way that we just click and the vibe and the support that I get for you, just even if it's like 5 minutes of just like, I get to vent and just be vulnerable for the 5 minutes and then like get that hug and then be, back to Superwoman. So I really appreciate you in my life. And I'm really glad that God set you in my way. So welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
As we were talking earlier, you said this is your first podcast.
Yes.
So I feel like I'm so happy that your first experience will be with me. Inshallah, will be a happy one.
I'm sure it will be.
And a memorable one. And speaking of memories, so with everything that's going on, I try to find little ways to support without necessarily, just a different technique. It's like a silent way to support. So it's a puzzle. It's from a local artist. I think I dropped a piece. And because I'm always talking about longevity and helping our mind, puzzles are a great way to get those extra neural pathways built up.
Absolutely.
Because most people don't do puzzles anymore.
Yeah, I don't.
Yes, you should. You should buy yourself a nice box with big pieces, easy pieces. This one's hard for you and the kids, and teach them. And keep it on a cute little round IKEA table.
And just have it there.
Oh, just encourage it. And I did that with my kids. And it really helps. It helped one of my daughters who has ADHD. It really, really helped her. And sometimes they will just come and do it and then walk away. It doesn't always have to be a family thing.
You don't have to finish it.
No.
Party.
You just leave the pieces. This has been here since episode 1 with Asya. Look.
Wow.
Progress. Slow,
but progress.
Yes. So if you get some pieces together or you have small enough handwriting to sign a piece, because on the back of it, when it's put together, every guest that I've had would have signed it with what episode they're on. I'll put number. Here's a start. And free Palestine. So yeah, like I said, this is a picture from a local artist. And that's what the puzzle should look like.
Okay.
Eventually. And then I have this too. Did you notice this?
Yes, I did.
So there's 7 things in there. It's kind of like a little scavenger find a clue.
Yeah.
There's 7, what is that? I can't, my mind is blank. I haven't had coffee or my smoothie yet.
Palestine.
Like hidden
messages.
Yeah, but there's a word for that. Oh my God, my mind's completely blank. No English, no Arabic.
I see the others.
Yeah.
The key. The watermelon.
Yes.
The kufia.
Yes.
Is that Palestinian money?
Stamp.
Oh, stamp. Okay.
Yes.
The peace sign.
Yes.
6. And the peace bird, the hamama.
The dove.
With the flag. 7.
Yep. And then the extra one, I just added a candle of hope. Because, my culture, and before I became Muslim, candles were a very big part of spirituality. You light a candle in memory of. So, yeah, what is it called? It's not hidden messages. There's another word, and it's going to bother me.
Scavenger hunt? No.
Remember
the book we used to...
Hey, where's Waldo? Yeah.
Where's Waldo?
Yeah. What is this called?
I don't know.
Oh my God, it's going to bother me. One of us is going to blurt it out in the middle of this.
I'm sure.
Anyway, so I decided to do that. And that's me and my husband's hand with the watermelon belly.
No way.
Yeah, a real watermelon.
Allah.
And me and my husband's hand. And I was like, come here, I want to take pictures. And we did it. And he's like,
That's amazing.
and I'm like, it's going to be the cutest thing in the world.
It is.
And we'll be able to look back on this and remember.
أنا لما شفت watermelon صار فيني ليش حطوا watermelon بعدين ليش استوعب immediately استوعبت.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute. And then we've got our smoothie here, but we got to shake it up. How is your smoothie thing going?
عجيب, great. I still drink it every day. I've noticed, I don't know if I told you this or not, I traveled for 2 days, for like 1 day, not 2 days, حتى 1 day.
And then?
But in those 2 days, I didn't drink the smoothie. Oh, I really felt dehydrated.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was frustrating me how dehydrated I was.
And that's been an issue. We've talked about the dehydration. And I always tell people, eat your water.
Yes.
And that's...
And I was drinking the water.
Yeah, but why?
طيارة وبالنهار وما شنو.
Different than a smoothie or eating the fruit. Subhanallah.
Oh, it's like بالهوتيل كل شوي أبي يعني the water is not enough.
Exactly.
Oh, I was getting frustrated, but I trying to استوعب no, it's because I'm not drinking.
You're not drinking your smoothie. Yeah. So things like that, always try to find fruits that you can nibble on that are high water content. Because the thing is,
so good.
So this one is a little bit different. It's kiwi, apple, celery, and fresh coconut. The laham, young laham. They call it young coconut.
Allah.
Yeah, Lulu Market. And you know, it's not the one with the hard shell. It's the soft shell, like it's the
I love
young fruit. Yeah. Great. Green apple, celery.
Like it tastes really good.
Yes. And a little bit of spinach, but not too much.
Yum.
It's refreshing. So we'll get our electrolytes in. Bismillah. This side of my adventures, my businesses, really given me fulfillment. I don't know, because it's the feedback.
Yeah.
Seeing the woman heal.
Yes.
And feel great and say, you know what, my mind is clear. My energy is wow. My skin is wow. I'm in a good mood. Better with my kids. Yeah. So out of all the adventures that I've done in businesses, the most fulfilling for me, inshallah, not in an ego way, but inshallah in a brownie point way.
Yeah.
You know, with God, that is the smoothie and introducing that as a protocol for healing, because that's how I healed.
Yeah. I mean, I know it may be confusing and you would think, and maybe it's ego, but you're serving.
I am.
You're serving, and that's fulfilling. Why is it fulfilling to your soul?
Yes. Yes, very fulfilling. And I just feel like it's been proven to be the easiest thing for people than doing the meal plans.
Yes.
For those.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, because it's like years and years, even including myself, that yo-yo, just, and not sticking to it. And then your tastes change as you develop. So I was like, trying to develop and fine tune my protocols. And it was like, the smoothie worked for me.
It's very easy.
It is.
Yeah.
It's easy. And
I mean, and you have to, we were talking earlier about help in the house and whatnot. I keep on forgetting to cut myself some slack.
Yes.
Do easy things.
Yes.
Why does it have to be complicated?
Yes.
Why does it have to be,
over the top?
Over the top, takes 5 hours. لا خلاص, this is an easy solution.
Yep.
And an easy option.
Yep.
Not even solution.
Yeah.
An easy option, gonna make your life easier and better.
Yes.
Go for it. Yeah. Why not?
Yes. Work smarter, not harder.
Hey, oh my God, absolutely.
One of my hardest things. So introduce yourself, the zibda of who you are.
Well, أول شيء زبدة of who I am is I'm a mom. I believe this whole journey of me becoming a transformation coach was يعني شيء يسمونها amplified by me becoming a mom.
Yes.
When I became a mom صار في هذا شعور
Yes.
urgency
of
I have to get my life together.
okay.
وكأن إذا أنت ما سويتي هم لازم يسوون.
Yeah.
ف it started in the beginning. طبعا now I can say it this way, but in the beginning this is not how it felt.
Yeah.
يعني it was just the urgency.
You
just the anxiety.
Yes.
I didn't know what it was.
You didn't know. You didn't recognize it just yet.
Yeah. فهذا اللي خلاني أنا أدش into transformation coaching, because in the beginning I did it for myself.
Right.
I needed to do it.
Yeah.
I needed to understand what was going on inside of me, because how am I serving those two kids who are like looking at me with open eyes? One thing that scared me a lot was every time my kids wake up at night, it's like the first thing they say, "Mama."
Yeah.
And it's
Big responsibility.
It's really
depending on you.
Completely.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes even before opening their eyes.
Yeah.
And it's like, I remember one time I was watching my daughter and she said, like, she woke up and she said, "Mama," like, and I felt like, oh my God, like, for now, I'm her world.
Exactly.
So it was a huge
It's a blessing
realization.
and a gift, and it's also a test and a responsibility. Yeah. And even for me, coming from, I don't know why, but when it comes to you, I always open about my mom and not my other friends. I don't know. From day one, Shara, it's just you were put here to help me heal over that. But like, because my mom wasn't there, you know, God rest her soul, and I'm working on healing, and we did have good moments, and I realized a lot of, I had to feed the narrative that she was the evil one and the evil character in my story, so I forgot a lot of the good things that she did do that was in her capability of what mom meant to her, based on what she had gone through, where she came from. And I'm 50, and I'm just now deciphering all that. And a mom of a girl who's turning 22 years old. The next one is turning 21. That's my son is turning 18, literally in a couple weeks. My Salom. He's driving, and I'm so scared and happy, and because I love cars, and he's like fixing up. His dad bought him. It's like a trend for the boys right now, safari, and fix them up, like not munu, old and fix them up.
That's nice.
It reminds me of my childhood, because like the Hispanic Mexicans, we know how to fix cars. Yeah. So he's like, oh, how the system. So it's a new bonding time. Whereas at that age, 18, a lot of boys are they're developing their manhood, but we're actually closer now.
Oh,
yeah,
that's such a blessing.
And then it is. And then my youngest, Sarah, being 16. So I thought when I became a mom to Noor, like everybody said, oh, when you become a mom, you'll understand, blah, blah, blah. They were like, and then I didn't.
And you didn't. Yeah.
Actually, those bad feelings, negative feelings, sad.
Yes.
Because I was like, I'm doing that, and I
get why you didn't do
I don't understand.
Yeah.
You were in the same moment. You were hovering above me, supposed to be there to hold me or feed me or change me or soothe me.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't.
Yeah.
So, sad unhealthy
feeling.
Yeah.
The blame.
Yeah. So I was holding on to anger, but it's my husband that pushed me. And sometimes when he sees me suffer, when he saw a lot of the interactions, he was like, I wish I didn't tell you to be in contact with your mom. Mm-hmm. I said, don't say that. I love you in my life. But he doesn't like to see me suffer.
Yeah.
Because she would really get under my skin. Like, I mean, my whole day, my whole week would be fucked.
You sure?
Because of it. And I'm halfway around the world, and she's still.
Oh, I'm sure.
But now I'm at peace, and I do make a lot of dua for her, and I'm remembering things, and I'm happy for that. And I make sure to share it with my kids, because they kind of grew up in an environment for the first half of their lives just hearing the bad stuff. Mm-hmm. and like, you're never going to meet your grandma. No freaking way. And really bad, negative stuff.
That's accountability for you.
It is. And part of that whole istighfar thing, a big section of that is that. And, I'm glad that they met her online on video, and, there were many years of FaceTime. I think it's called on the iPad, FaceTime, up until her passing. And I'm happy that I allowed that. And there would be the phone calls, and she would try to write letters. She was old fashioned, and she would send, like a $20 bill to them, or send some gum or candy, American gum or candy. But I didn't appreciate it then. And being a mom, getting back to our thing, being a mom does transform your life.
Yeah, it does.
And that's part of who you are. And after that, and you're a transformational coach, what do you do with that? How did you transform that into what you're doing now?
In my journey, like when I started, I was getting coached, and I saw the transformation in my life.
Yeah.
And it was the moment I realized that before coaching, I don't know if I'm imposing that idea on myself or I'm making things up, but before I got coached, I was, just to point blank say it out the way I felt it, I was ruining my marriage, and I was ruining my relationship with my kids.
Okay.
So the day when I realized that this is what I was doing, with like unintentionally doing it.
Right.
It's not like I want to sabotage.
You're right.
Life. If you look at it as facts, I was checking all the boxes. And imagine checking all the boxes and the outcome is ruining it.
Interesting.
So it kind of broke my heart.
Okay.
To think, and I am sure there are other women doing the same thing.
Yeah. So you were imagining the impact that it has on your life. How is it triple-fold, double-fold in our community of mothers?
Please keep in mind that before coaching, I was working nonstop.
Okay.
I was taking care of them nonstop. I was doing everything. They were in private schools. They had the camps. They still do. But
the vibe is different.
And I was doing everything. Factually, I was so physically full on burnt out. We've talked about this, you and me, in our session about the smoothie. My body started giving up. خلاص. It's so
physically
drained that I started becoming numb. Again, I'm just gonna be as honest. No longer sense of pain.
Wow.
Any woman that I see that is, feeling her pain, I would be like, sorry, excuse my language, but get your shit together.
Because I'm like, I'm doing it.
Yalla.
You can do it. I was the same.
And I was so proud of it.
Yeah.
So proud.
I had goosebumps.
Yeah. I was so proud that my أثر فيني. ما أثر فيني. I'm like, go.
Yeah.
بس ما في the emotions came out in anger.
Yeah.
The emotions came out in resentment.
Yeah.
And I used to say I am emotional, and I am. I was emotional.
Yeah.
But شنو? Negative
emotion.
كله negative.
Probably all that thinking and stuff that came out in your cells in a physical way.
Absolutely.
With inflammation and all the other symptoms that you were suffering.
Imagine now let's take it one step forward. Imagine me doing that to my kids.
Oh my God.
Okay, me doing it to myself, كيفي خلاص كيفي. But imagine me doing that to my kids.
Yeah.
This was a red line. I couldn't.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful.
Alhamdulillah.
I'm grateful, and as painful as that realization was,
Yeah.
I'm grateful that it happened.
Alhamdulillah. And early on,
Yeah.
I came to that realization. My 2 older daughters were already in their teenage years.
Yeah.
So we're still working on that,
Yeah.
and doing healing. But I'm being very vulnerable and honest with them, and apologize and continue to always apologize so that, inshallah, they will reach their full potential of the woman that Allah designed them to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one of the hardest things that I went through was me thinking that I want my daughter mostly, and my son was young, me wanting my daughter to forgive me.
Yeah.
But the hardest thing was me forgiving myself.
Yourself, I know.
So painful.
I know. Don't make me cry. I swear we don't wear white makeup.
I knew I was gonna cry. I knew I was gonna cry.
I'm gonna get that next. So you guys missed our crying bout. We're back online. So you took it one step further, and I like one of the programs that you have. I finally decided my next step for me with you is there's 2 that I'm really interested in: the limiting beliefs, which I really need help with, and that seems to be like our theme, like between you and me.
Yeah,
you seem to affect me the most on that.
Oh,
I mean, I come across a lot of coaches, and back to your point about having to have a coach, I really, really believe in this. And I just wish that concept would open up more in the region that we're in. And I see it's changing.
Yeah.
But it took a long freaking time.
Yeah.
And people think that they don't need a coach and that it's something, extra or it's unneeded for if you've got your stuff together, then halas, I don't need a coach.
Yeah.
And no, because most coaches, I don't think there is a topic or genre of a type of coach that I've met that he or she hasn't said, I've been through it.
Yes.
And I've figured out a way to make it easier for you so I can serve instead of you going through the hell that I went through to get here. And that's the beauty of coaching.
Yes.
And that's, I think, one of the first things when I tell people when you're looking for a coach, if it's for your life or your relationship or food or exercise, whatever it is, know their story. And if they don't have a story to tell you, then that's not the coach.
They're not going to take you through it.
No. So one of your programs that I'm planning to do myself, so there's one for the business coaching because I feel like I need that too. I'll do both of them. Why not? But the one that I'm really proud of you for offering is the limited beliefs.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Okay. So one of my passions is finding what your limiting beliefs are and switching them to life-giving beliefs, as we say.
Okay.
One thing I just want to say about what you just talked about is that now we feel like this is coaching is a new thing.
Yeah.
And we're just opening up to it.
Yeah.
I've opened up to it 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So not a long time ago.
Yeah.
But my coach who coached me from the Brave Thinking Institute, who I got my certification in the Dream Builder program from her.
Yeah.
Has been doing this for 35 years.
MashaAllah.
So longer than, literally when I was born.
Yeah. Yes. Amazing.
So in the دفعة that I graduated from,
yes,
كان معي 600
really
coaches
from the region.
From Kuwait? لا, from all over the world.
Okay.
I know إن إحنا we feel like it's new.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, it's Islam. It's religion.
Yeah.
It's life coaching. It's you learning how to deal with life.
Yes.
It has always been there since we existed.
Yeah.
It's new to your lifetime.
Yeah.
Let's say. It's new to your lifetime.
Your experience.
To your experience in this phase in your storyline.
Do you think that, I mean, we can go down rabbit holes with this podcast.
As usual.
Do you think the powers to be or the people in charge of this show, غير من Allah is in charge of our life, but this earthly show, do you think they want us numb from self-improvement and healing, and think it's on an agenda?
Their agenda?
Yeah.
Honest opinion?
Yes.
I don't know, and I don't care.
Okay. Yeah, elaborate.
لأنه we can get نشغل بالنا
Okay.
about what the powers to be want, and then, or we can just listen to the power.
Yeah.
يعني you can, I would say this. Example, when we used to travel,
Okay.
my dad every trip used to upgrade our rooms in the hotels.
Okay.
And he would go to the reception, where's your manager?
Okay.
So he wouldn't, let's just say, waste his time
Okay.
with the employees.
Okay.
Just get me the manager.
زبدة.
من الآخر. Get me, ولا يضيع وقته حتى, you know?
Okay.
فمع coaching ومع healing ومع هذا كله استوعبت I've been wasting my time with the employees and I can directly talk to the manager and he can
Right.
get my things done.
Okay.
And I'm talking to a manager who owns everything, who has everything, who can give me everything.
Yeah.
And if he gives me anything, it does not deduct. يعني لما تروحين حق hotel manager, he only has a limited number of suites.
Right.
He only has a limited number of connecting rooms. Or he only has a limited number of مدري شنو rooms with a view.
Yeah.
Which is what my dad used to ask for, you know?
Yeah.
بس احنا قاعد نتكلم عن مانجر ما عنده ليميت.
Yeah.
احنا قاعد نتكلم عن اونر
Yeah.
يعطيك الهوتيل كله وعنده مليون هوتيل غيره وما يهمه ولا يهزه ولا يحرك شيء.
صح.
فبغض النظر شنو the powers to be one, انت عندك direct connection
سبحان الله.
to the direct connection
I love that.
to the owner.
Yeah. I love that.
not ضيعين وقت to real employees.
I love that.
employees are limited.
Yeah.
ما عندهم صلاحية.
Yeah. But that's
Right?
And has that technique made your life easier, better?
So much.
Okay.
So much. لأن تدرين إيش كثر powers to be أنا عندي أمي وأبوي.
Yeah.
عندي my husband.
Yeah.
عندي my in-laws. عندي my family. عندي
So
my
many.
society. كلهم powers to be.
So.
هذا شو يقول هذا يرضى هذا ما يرضى يقدر يعطيني ما يقدر يعطيني تقدر تسوي لي ما تقدر تسوي لي.
Yeah.
It's like تخيلي you eliminate all of them and just go to the
بالضبط. I mean, even yesterday, right? So my husband's like, "Oh, who's your guest?" And I was like, "Oh, Hussa, the life coach." And he's like, "Oh, okay, cool." And he's like, "The first thing, because this is who he is." And he's like, "Han, did you find sponsors?" Like, just yani. He's just asking, but that's always the kind of question he asks. You know, it's like that's just yani. That's who he is. Like, if somebody gives him a gift, he wants to know, think that.
yeah
How much was it? So he can gauge, like, not if it's worth it or anything, no, but it's just like, yani, is it overpriced? Yani, it's just who he is.
yeah
It's just who he is. And he's a very generous man, and I've never gone without as a father of my children and my husband. But this is just, I always tell him, you know, you're those other people. You have this in your DNA, I'm sure. If we do your DNA, it's going to pop up. Because he's like an accountant, you know?
Yes.
And I was like, yeah, I never really worked on it. I'm just doing the podcast for me. Well, that stuff goes above his head.
yeah
He can't comprehend it.
it's a very hard thing to comprehend.
Yes. I wanted to ask you, where do you see yourself? We've gone through the past and how you came to be a transformational coach. What do you envision for your future? What is your purpose? What do you want to do? How do you want to serve?
No, I will serve. The band, this is, it's not like my final answer, let's say. So
okay.
it's always growing. But I've had this really strong feeling of going back to the limiting beliefs. I have different beliefs, or not different beliefs, multiple beliefs. One belief is I believe that as women we're much stronger than we think we are.
Okay.
And I believe that that's belief number one. Belief number two is I believe that we make life beautiful. So if life is not beautiful, we are not making it not beautiful.
As women or
as women?
Okay.
And number three is that we have spiritual privilege, I believe. I don't know. I don't know if it's true or not.
Elaborate on that.
So I believe that we have like a stronger spiritual connection. So if things are not the way we like them to be, and by like them to be, I mean in the pure form, not in the manipulative form.
Okay.
So if things are not going well, if I'm not happy, if my kids are not happy, if my life is not happy, I believe, and I don't know if this would go well with a lot of women who hear this.
Okay.
I believe I have a stronger...
I'm going to piece. Did you
I'll find that.
Yes. Have a stronger...
influence on changing that. So if you would ask me who's better to change in a family household that would
make an impact,
make a bigger impact, I'd say the mom.
I agree with you 100%.
So this is where I see myself. It's if more women release their limiting beliefs, live their truth, truth would happen more in life.
And then thus have an impact on our community and over more and more.
Everything just like expand and expand and expand.
I love that.
So this is where I see myself. It's always in this.
So do you feel that would maybe step on the toes of some of these self-proclaimed quote unquote feminists? Do you think there's a relationship between this?
I think it's right along the same. I don't know.
Okay.
Again, I don't know and I don't care. But I'm a feminist. On my personal Instagram, I write, I'm a proud feminist. I don't know what the society's definition of what a feminist is.
Right.
But my definition of feminist is I love women.
Yes.
I love women. I love who we are.
Yes.
I love what we do.
Yes.
I love what we bring into this world. I believe we have a voice. I believe we are strong.
Yes.
I believe we are tremendously powerful.
Yes.
And I'm a feminist. This is my definition of feminism.
Me too. Let me tell you a personal story. Oh my God, I'm probably going to get in trouble for this one. I'm going to get in trouble on my podcast. You know that I got so many comments when I was talking with Asi, and she said, I always let the guest ask me a question in the end. So she was asking me, and I talked about my farm, which is like everybody knows.
Yeah.
And I'm like, sitting butt naked on my farm in my rock band t-shirt. I got so much like crap for that.
So no, what's the crap?
Because I said sitting naked and in my rock band. And I'm just like, whatever, dude.
Yeah, no, I think people are going to complain.
You asked me what my dream was.
That's my dream.
Because, I'm always having to present myself.
Yeah.
Like I'm not, most of the day, 12 hours to 14 hours a day, I'm Salam. You know? When I have my farm, I'm going to be Patty with my rock band t-shirt or Tupac t-shirt in my chonies and just in my underwear. Kefi. Maserati. I mean, it's like people just, yeah. So I'm learning to shut that off. So what I'm about to say is probably gonna
Trigger.
yeah. So when I was at UCLA, and this was many, many years ago, I'm not going to say the year, but let's say early 90s. What year were you born?
89.
So you were a toddler.
12 years old.
You were probably enrolled in. I was a student at UCLA, and UCLA is really known for its progressive views and stands on many topics around the world. And I'm a proud alumni of UCLA. But we had to take one class, and the topic was feminism, the whole freaking semester. And we learned all the classics, and we learned different views and different modules, or let's say machinery, and how feminism came to be in different societies at different times. And of course, the emphasis was on the very, let's just say, the European version of idealism of what feminism is. And it was the woman who wanted to be allowed to wear pants instead of dresses, or the woman who we called the situation, or that action bra burners. Sitian, bra burners.
Yeah.
And I always thought it was really weird. And I think it's because I am a mixed kid. Oh, it says, I love you. Oh, where's the other camera?
There. It's not showing. I think yours is better, no?
Maybe. So, let me put episode, we're on episode 7.
Oh, episode 7.
Yeah. Now, so yeah, as I was saying, at UCLA, so this whole course, and so I would always play the devil's advocate. And my professor, she didn't like me then, but we ended up being great friends.
Oh,
yeah.
Amazing.
And because, being a mixed kid and being exposed, and, it's just, some of the stuff that I was exposed to, for example, a woman entering university, they had to fight for that.
Yes.
Like, and I come from backgrounds where women were allowed to study.
Yeah.
Having your own bank account, for example, and being in charge of your own finances. I grew up in a home where my father, because of who he was and being mixed with, Arab, my mother never had to pay a dime for anything. Her money was her money. There was not this joint account adventure thing. He had an account for her to write her checks. There was no ATMs back then. No KNet, nothing. It was checks. Whenever money she needs to withdraw to maintain the home is what she, there were so many little things that I see that the history says that they had to fight for. And I'm just like, really? It was a big shock for me.
Yeah.
Very big shock. And then it was always like this bra burner concept. So one time she put me on the spot in the classroom, and I'm a big fan. I mean, not anymore, but I'm a big fan of a brand that I am now boycotting, but they were really known for innerwear for women with personality.
Yeah.
Instead of your basics. So I was in a class and she was like, I don't understand your mentality. How come you're like this? And I'm just like, because I'm a woman. Boom. And I embrace that. And then just before I became I took my shirt and I showed her my face. And it was a tiger.
Yeah.
Fuchsia one.
Yeah.
So fuchsia with tiger, and I was just like, I embrace my womanhood. I don't need to take my bra off, or throw it, or burn it as a symbolic. That's the word, symbolic.
Oh my God. Something.
I told you we were gonna Symbolism.
Yes.
Symbolism. Me no Arabi, me no Inglesi. There we go.
Yes.
Okay. So back to that. And I was like, I like wearing a bra. I'm a woman. If I want to take it off, I do, but I'm not going to, it's fuchsia, it's tiger, it's me.
Yeah.
You know?
I think
That's me.
if we take a moment, just take a step back. Alhamdulillah, we're very lucky to come from families who have no objection of you going to university.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes we tend to go into separation and we forget that we are all one. We forget
As a species?
as being
Okay.
their pain is your pain is their pain. So the women who took off their bras or had to do whatever they had to do, they had to do it for a reason.
Yes.
And that reason is for me not to feel that pain.
Yeah.
Yani,
To take that pain away.
yeah,
Of the suffrage movement.
not women were not allowed to go on Instagram and show their faces and talk so blatantly like we
Yeah.
are right now.
Exactly.
So thank you
Yes.
for what you went through.
I love that.
And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for... So yesterday, this came to me. Yesterday we had istighfar muhadara. And
It's not a part two. It's the same as the one I did.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Which was amazing.
something came up to me.
Mm.
And I don't know if it's going to sound bad or not, but
Okay.
I'm just going to share it. While we were sitting in our formal sala, right? Like in every house, there is the formal sala for the visitors.
Yes.
And I was looking at Fadil and she was talking and I was looking at the girls and I said in a very judgmental tone, I said it in my heart. I was like, see, this is how you use your space. You don't use it for azima and waste your time gossiping and waste your in my heart.
Dialogue.
Yeah. And I said, Habibi, my dad, yani, let's not even go there. And I said, he built this huge house and he just wasted it on random yam'at and random gatherings, just trying to impress people. And then just in like 1 second, I was like, he built this so that you can do this.
The fast forward connection.
Sorry, yani, again, for my language, I was like, this is how I sometimes speak to myself. Shut the fuck up and count your blessings.
I love it.
He built this and he did the yam'at. كيفه. Now
love that.
you are receiving it and you're building on it.
I
أنا ما
love
رحت
that.
بنيت بيت ثاني. أنا قاعد أستخدم اللي هو عطانيه.
I love that. And what a beautiful, smooth and clear connection to the topic that we're talking about. I love it. So clear.
I understand sometimes the woman who went through the pain,
Yeah.
sorry to say this, but maybe resent that we don't have to go through the pain.
Yeah.
And I get it. And we just have to give them space.
We have to give them space and thanks.
Yes.
Yeah.
My mom had to go through so much
Exactly.
for me to be able to do what I'm doing right now.
Yes.
Does not mean I was always rainbows and butterflies with my mom. Does not mean
Any of us were. Especially those of us that our minds are a little bit...
Hey, يعني اليوم I was telling my sister, I was like, for like a couple of weeks now, I've been saying, Alhamdulillah, Allah لطف بحالي إن I am receiving my lessons. The lessons, مثلا شنو the lesson? God loves me. I'm receiving it from Well, my dad wasn't as present in my life. He didn't beat me up. He didn't, I don't know, take my money. But I am receiving the same lesson as someone who had her dad beat her up and had her dad take her money, for example. The same lesson. الله يحبني الله يحبني. بس الله لطف بحالي وخذيت هاللسن بشيء كذي.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm sorry and they had to go what they had to go through.
Yeah.
But they're so brave.
Yes, absolutely.
يعني throwing the bras.
Yes.
نفس عندنا مني بالكويت throwing the عبات.
Yeah.
They went through that too.
Yeah.
And these women are so demonized.
Yeah.
But you're going to school right now. انت اللي قاعد تتحضمين.
Yeah.
ان هذه قطة العبات وهذه sorry هذه قطة العبات وهذه اللي I think if I'm not mistaken they had like ركبوا القواري ما شو سووا. انت قاعد تروحين المدرسة الحين انت قاعد تطلعين تركبين السيارة.
Yeah.
انت قاعد تروحين تشترين قهوة.
Yeah.
لان هي مرت بهالألم.
Yeah.
It's pain.
Yeah.
She had to step out of her femininity, go into her masculinity and face that fear and face that survival so that you can step into your femininity.
And that's why I wish some of like my professor at the time, even my friends now, I wish she would have explained it like you just did and say, okay, now you're able to embrace your femininity. But she was pushing us to stay in that state of masculinity.
Thank you. Yes.
And making me uncomfortable.
Yes.
And not worthy.
Yes.
And it's like, no, I like my Fushan tiger.
Yeah. Yeah. And thank you for...
Yes. And I wish I would have had that when I was in my 20s.
ايه اللي انت سويتيه يسمح لي ان انا البس فوشو تايجر الفني.
Exactly. Subhanallah. So that whole topic and conversation came around full circle in a beautiful way, and connecting it to Kuwait even more beautiful. Thank you. Amazing. That is going to go down in history. We're going to look back on that, inshallah, in 20 years. Our daughters are going to look back on that. SubhanAllah. I got goosebumps. I'm going to say to my other question. Wallah, I'm flabbergasted. I'm like all and flabbergasted with your presence. Thank you so much. I mean, that was amazing. So, you know where you're going. We've talked about how you got where I'm going. Inshallah. Being guided. Inshallah. What are some new things outside of being, you know, the mom and the coach? What are something new that's you're playing in your head and you're like, I might try that and go down that route?
The limiting beliefs. I want that to grow.
Okay.
I really want that to grow. I've seen so many women come
ready to for me, I told you, it's my next program with you. That's what I want. Wallah.
You weren't there for the brain marathon?
No.
My workshop, it was 2 hours. We did an hour and a half of those women just sitting with their limiting beliefs.
Oh, wow. I bet that was intense.
It was intense. My sister was filming and she's like, I can't, like, she had to leave the room.
Oh, wow.
That's how strong it was. Please keep in mind we were silent. No one was speaking.
So all that energy was just
felt. And the photographer was telling my sister, هاي شو عم تعمل فيها? Like, شو قاعد تسوي هذه? And it was an hour and a half of them connecting with themselves.
Yeah.
Going to a limiting belief.
Yeah.
Looking at it.
Yeah.
Feeling it. Just feel it, sit with it. And like they sat with it for 15 minutes, I think.
Okay.
Because I was just like going with the flow.
Yeah.
And then I would tell them to open their eyes and write. And they were writing.
I need to do that program.
It was an hour and a half. And at some point when they were writing,
yeah,
I had to sit down, and I didn't know what to do. I just sat down and I closed my eyes and I said, like, what do I do now?
Wow.
And I just felt this surge of anger.
Anger.
They were angry. They were angry. They were in pain, and it was all inside of them. And it's like, I even remember the moment I told them, just write whatever you want to write. You want to cuss it out, cuss it out. And they started writing so fast. There was this girl, Patty, who started scribbling.
Because that was what she was feeling in that.
Scribble, today. She's writing.
Yeah.
بس كان خرابيط.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you do realize that this is inside of you.
Wow. That's intense.
This is not a feeling I have. No. This is inside of you.
Direct
This is
channeling to the paper from inside after sitting with it. There's some Harry Potter stuff.
Yes.
Direct channeling, by the way. Sit.
Oh, and there was crying. Ma, I didn't say anything. I didn't,
So at the end of that event, is it your first time doing it in a group like that?
Yeah.
So at the end of the event, what's your reflection? What's your conclusion about that's why you want to go forward more and expand?
Yes. Release it so that you can cleanse it. And then you can put something else instead.
I love that.
Yeah. Because you can't, if you have a cupboard and it's full of clothes that you don't like, how are you going to bring in new clothes?
Never spices.
Never spices. You can always have more spices.
Yes. You can always have room for more spices. Okay. Shameless plug in my other business.
Oh my God. I have to say this. Okay. This morning, my son, Arbut, you know him?
Yes.
He's obsessed with Zatar.
My Zatar boy, yes.
Yes, your Zatar boy.
My Zatar nephew.
So every morning and every night, he has to have his labda and Zatar sandwich. لازم. Okay?
Habibi.
خلاص. It's a staple.
Yeah.
I buy him Zatar from the Jam'iyah. Yesterday, and then I bought him Teta's Zatar. And we just started using it. He didn't say anything. Okay? Yesterday, Teta's Zatar finished.
Okay.
So this morning, me not thinking about it twice, he wanted a sandwich, so I let the old Zatar.
Oh.
And I don't want.
Really?
Wallah. He didn't eat it. Wallah, Patty, he didn't eat it.
Oh my God.
قلت له عبودي ماما انت تبي زعتر. No, I don't want this one Zatar.
He wants Teta's Zatar. I'm going to cry. That's my grandma's recipe. Well, it's called Teta's Zatar for a reason. It's my grandma's recipe.
He didn't eat it.
Aww.
He's like, I want fruit.
I'm giving him a jar.
I ordered.
Mita.
I ordered this morning.
What?
Show me your account 6:30 a.m. My order.
Really? I haven't even checked.
Order for me. He told me, Mama, order for me.
6:14 a.m.
6:14 a.m.
I'm giving him another jar.
حبيبتي.
لا بس هو قلبك كبير jar. حبيبي. لا
He can be the face of your Zatar.
Yes. My Zatar boy. Habibi. He likes it.
Why do you call it Teta?
Because my grandma. I'm mixed with Lebanese. You didn't know that?
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Bella, I know your dad is Lebanese. Yeah.
Yeah, mixed.
Because I'm mixed Syrian.
Okay.
So
I didn't know that.
And he has like the Syrian vibe going on with the blondish hair and the...
So yeah, grandma's recipe.
Yeah.
And then my dad taught it to me. And then before it became a product, I actually had a dream about my dad because I would only make it for gifts, like Christmas gifts, Eid gifts, whatever. Just make it and, gift it to people. And I had a dream. My dad was sitting and like picking out the Zatar leaves and stuff so he could dry them. And he turned and he looked at me and he's like, he said in like Arabic, but Lebanese, like, why you didn't make it a product? are you embarrassed of the za'atar like this? And I'm like, what? Woke up like, I never dream in Arabic, ever. So it was one of the first few times back then, this was like 14 years ago, that I dreamt in Arabic.
Wow.
Time. And in Lebanese, which is, I don't listen to Lebanese. I'm not exposed to it. It's all Kuwaiti.
Wow. Like
Yeah.
they're talking to you.
Yeah. It's like channeling, yeah, dad's energy. And I was like, oh my God. So I decided to make some. And because I was so nervous over it, because I was so moved by the dream, because we had a market coming up. I still remember it was called Seven Rooftop or something like that. It was at top of Kibco. And I burnt the dips Ramon.
Aye.
But it changes the taste.
Yeah.
Ramon. But it's still good, but it's different. It's like a smoky And so I'm selling it, and that's when I met Chef Bedr, Allah yarhamah, Chef Bedr Tami. And Allah yarhamah. I still have 2 pomegranate trees in my garden from him. His grandfather's farm.
Wow.
Yeah. And Shalom. That's a whole nother story. When he died, I was in Africa on a safari with Uthman, my youngest daughter, and I had a dream about the pomegranate trees, not him, that they were shriveling up.
Oy.
So I sent a message. I still have it. I sent a message to the family chat for the other kids that were in Kuwait, because I only took my youngest with me. I said, please remember to water my garden, Susan, the pomegranate trees.
Wow.
And within the next hour or 2 hours, after it was time to wake up to go to breakfast, because I can like around Fajr time. After I woke up the second time to go have breakfast in our hotel, the message in our bitter past. My husband was like, what witchery is that?
What witchery?
What's it? And that happens to me a lot.
Yeah.
What witchery was that?
Yeah.
And yeah, Miskin Habibi, I'm like, So I still have that. I still have a piece of furniture. So he came, chef cordon bleu, yani chef, Mojave chef, trained, technical. And he's like, that's nice za'atar, but you burnt the dips Ramon.
Whoa. Wow.
Blew my mind. We were best friends since then.
Wow. Talk about expertise.
Best friends since then. Because he got it.
Wow.
Tasted it. He knew. And he said, why do you call it pomegranate za'atar? It's such a boring name. Call it tita za'atar. Because I told him the story. And I didn't change it. I changed it. And Aussie is part of this, by the way. I changed it. He died that summer 2 years ago now. Yeah. 2 or 3. Oh my God, buddy, I'm losing time. That September, I changed the za'atar's name to za'atar.
Beautiful. I love the name.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's really, it grabbed me. It's that we remember when I came and I'm like, okay, I'm going to take this.
Yeah. I'm somebody that would like,
He loves it.
and it's healthy.
Hey.
And it's good for their brain.
Hey.
Za'atar is amazing.
So I started putting for them almost everything.
Yeah, good job.
Yeah.
Samak and everything. The super spice. You can use it to cook with very simple meals. The za'atar, مثلا.
In your online website.
Yeah.
He's like, Mama, did you order for me za'atar?
Yeah.
Yes, I ordered. Show me.
You lying. You have to prove it to him.
So I showed him the page, and you have photos, right?
Yeah.
So you have 2 jars.
Yes.
And then you have the fatayr.
And the bahar.
The circle one.
Yeah.
And then you have the pizza one.
Yeah, the people in the bahar, yeah.
Order them all. Inshallah.
That boy knows what he wants.
That's what he wants. He loves his za'atar.
And he can communicate very well. I like it. How funny. You can do so much with it. Scramble it with eggs.
Ooh.
And then eat it with tortillas.
Yum.
Wow. It's a nice breakfast wrap. Just your eggs.
I'll try that.
Badal zibda or zaytun.
Yeah.
It has it inside the za'atar. Just a little bit. It's a really nice scrambled eggs. Chicken breasts. You marinate chicken breasts and then grill them and put it on top of a salad
Yum.
or a sandwich. My one daughter, she likes it in a sandwich.
Oh, yum.
Yeah. I grew up, we take the za'atar and we cover an entire chicken and put
yes.
it in the oven. So I do that like once every 2 weeks. I do that with a bunch
I'm
of
gonna do that.
potatoes and carrots on the side, roasting pan. Kept the chicken livers.
Yeah.
All you need, white onion, zibda, fresh chicken livers, not frozen.
Yeah.
2 or 3 spoons of my za'atar, saute it all together.
Wow.
Irani.
Rumman and za'atar and tabda. Wow.
Oh, people, especially, I have a lot of clients that they have anemia or low iron. I tell them this one and that I hate try this way. You'll like it. And it's good to eat, Yani, I would say once, twice a month, not every day or even once a week. Because it's
when I was in high school, I had low iron and my mom started feeding me tabda.
It helps.
Yani 3-4 times and I started loving it. Now I'm addicted to tabda.
Try it with my za'atar.
I love
White onion. White onion.
Okay, we'll do that. I want to try the chicken and tabda.
And then
And the scrambled eggs.
Chef Better used to make, and I still have one of the pictures on my Instagram. He used to make rubiyan buxom
Really?
with the za'atar.
What?
Yeah. Instead of buxom, he would use the za'atar, and then the other powder would be
So dip the rubiyan in
the egg and the milk, and then the za'atar. But the za'atar was mixed with something, Ashan imsik. I can't remember what it is right now. I'd have to look on it. I think almond flour. Ashan to keep it gluten free.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah, and he took a really nice, beautiful picture. And then the sesame, the tahini, the sauce, he made it spicy.
Wow.
So it was tangy and then spicy.
Allah, nice.
Yeah, he was good. He was good at that stuff. He did all kinds of stuff for my doctor. So, we got off track.
Yeah.
I did. So, because you want to work on your you want to make bigger
Yeah.
and more grand
Yeah.
the
limiting
beliefs.
opening up. Right now I have a group that's starting November 6th for my Dream Builder program. This is the program that I got certified in.
Yes.
This is the program that I applied on myself. This I saw the most change
Okay.
on. So it's a 3-month program with once a week coaching, and we do it on Zoom.
Okay.
So I'm starting a new group November 6th.
Okay.
And we do go into limiting beliefs in that.
Okay.
But we go through phases. Yeah, and in the first phase, we start talking about creating the blueprint of your life, and then the bridging.
That's another one of your programs.
Yeah.
Blueprint. Yeah.
Yeah, and then bridging, which talks about the limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
And then building phase, which is you starting to make those action steps, and then the becoming phase.
Is it online or in person?
It's on Zoom.
Zoom. Okay.
Yeah. And you have audios and a workbook
Okay.
from Mary Morrissey. And it also includes that November 6th group will also include the Bidayat Hayati program that I created. So it's this package is transformation package. Just dedicate those 3 months, once a week, 2 hours a week to yourself and uphold your whole mindset.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to post about that. That's something I'm interested in. Okay. Do you think I would be able to follow along?
Yeah.
It's in English? Too hard. It's in English.
It's the audios and the workbooks are in English.
Okay.
The explanation, the Zoom calls are with me.
Yeah.
So they're half.
Yeah.
I do translate.
100%.
Yeah.
قلبنا مع بعض.
قلبنا مع بعض.
Oh, okay.
Through the ethereal world.
Yeah. yes. Okay. All right. So that's nice. That program's coming up. I'll be sure to post about that. If you had any advice that you would give a woman who's working on herself and her first step to overcome whatever is is يعني ضايقها, what would it be?
Sit with it. And ask for help.
Okay.
So avoidance is one of the easiest things we can do. And it comes in so many different forms.
Okay.
I'm not saying this saying and I don't do it. I do it.
We're humans. We're wired to do it.
It's a survival
Protect
mechanism.
ourselves, yes.
But always remind yourself there is no lion chasing you. There is no dinosaur chasing you. There is no man here to beat you up. You're fine. You're fine. You're sitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even in the workshop we did at Chelsea Brain Marathon, they were sitting with the feelings, and I can see them like physically they cannot sit. And the moment I told,
inside
I was so frustrated. And I just told them, sit. It's okay. You are here. You're safe. You're in a room. There is nothing going on. And they all did like,
wow.
Like it's this fear in the inside. And we think it's not. It's inside.
It's inside us.
So my advice is sit with it.
And ask for help.
Ask for help. Ask for guidance.
Well, I was a teacher and a therapist for kids. So I would teach them, and we would do this morning circle, and we would pass it to each kid, and you would have to say a message to yourself. Arabic or English, your future self. So they were enrolled down, tell them, what are you going to tell your first grade self? Yeah. So that's how old, that's why it's an ugly looking mirror. But I said, you know what? It's a technique. So I want you to have a message for yourself, your future self. What would you tell Hussa? And wait, I want to film you doing it. So on Instagram.
I'm going to cry.
No crying.
Good tears.
Yes. A message
What should I tell my future self?
You got to look in the mirror.
I'm thinking. Thank you for having those big dreams.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So cute. So cute. And with that message, as a mom, if you got to show your kids this podcast that you did with Auntie Zater.
Auntie Zater, new name.
New name. What message you want to give to the kids?
I don't know. Live your life.
Live your life. It's beautiful. Why are you crying?
I don't know. I always say they're my weakness. And I want to change that sentence. I want to change it.
They're the reason, one of the biggest reasons, غير من our ibadah, creations of Allah.
They are my
creatures. Yeah. They are your.
They're part of my ibadah.
Yeah.
You just
live your life.
Yeah. Because of doing what I do, I know how powerful our words are as moms. Yeah. And I've noticed how much less I started talking to them. Because I really want them to, this is where I am at right now. Doesn't mean that this is the right thing to do. I want them to make their choices.
Yeah.
And I want them to experiment.
Yeah.
And I want them to feel free to choose.
I love it.
Because I know how strong we influence them.
Absolutely. Very true.
Yeah.
Even in the teaching, when part of one of my first degrees in social behavior, modification of behavior, and the most important that they kept drilling in us was give choices, especially for the ones that are nonverbal, autistic, and Down syndrome. And then you can decipher from there where they're at. So like if I'm teaching the sun, I want them to understand the concept of the sun, and we have a thing that we need to color the sun.
Yeah.
They said, don't just
Give them yellow. Yeah.
But make choices and go from there.
Yeah.
And even it doesn't mean, oh, you didn't pick yellow, it's wrong. No. Figure out. Maybe in his world right now, he has a blue sun.
Yeah. That's right. True.
And this goes back to our spirituality and our connection. We have free will.
Oh my God.
God put it in us. It's one of our best qualities. That's why we're one of the best creations of Allah. And on that spiritual note, I love your spirituality. I think you are one of the most spiritually connected people I've met.
Oh, thank you.
And it's refreshing for me as a 50-year-old to see that in the younger generation. So what if there's a girl, Yani, Banat, next to your age, that are struggling with their identity of being spiritual, not necessarily Muslim, but being connected to their creator, their divine. And even, and we're in the region of Muslim, I'm very grateful and humble that I was able to choose Islam. What message would you give a girl who wants to move forward and become more spiritual and connect to her divine?
Your limiting beliefs out of experience is where you're not receiving the love.
Wow.
Is where you're blocking the love.
See how that whole...
Yeah.
And you said, not even knowing that this question was coming up, you said, I want to work on expanding my limiting beliefs.
Because the love is there. The love is there.
Purpose.
Yeah. Your limiting belief is where you're putting the
shades.
The shades.
The horse blinders,
So the love is there until you're not creating the love. The love is there.
Yeah.
انتي بس اللي عليك تسوينه تشيلين limiting belief.
Get the download from the divine. And stop downloading from the distractions of the dunya. That's what I always say. I don't know why I do it in that accent. It makes fun. But it's fun. And I made it all D's because I used to be a teacher. So it's like, it's so true though. Once you start those kind of downloads, life just changes. How's it been?
Beautiful.
You like it?
I had so much fun.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad that you had fun. We talked about the beginning, the middle, your future plans, some hopes and aspirations. We had some tears and we had a lot of laughter. Always in Palawiyach. So how can I say this? If you had one question that you wanted to ask me on any topic, doesn't have to be deep or anything, just anything that you're wondering about, what would you ask me?
What makes you avoid the pain?
I said it didn't have to be deep, right? You did not understand the assignment. What spices do you have? Exactly. Give me a new smoothie recipe. Okay, repeat again.
What makes you avoid the pain?
Makes me avoid the pain. That's going to go all over the place. What makes me avoid the pain is facing and remembering an older and uglier version of me.
Oh. Wow.
Someone I'm not proud of. Someone who is diligently and religiously working on that istighfar program that our friend Fidila did to be the best version that God created me to be, best woman.
You know what my current coach told me? I was telling him that it's up to God, and I asked him, what can I do? How can I do things better? And blah, 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 blah. And he said, sometimes when you were going to cry.
Yeah. I feel it.
Sometimes when you do that, and it's like you're asking yourself, how can I fix things? How can I fix things? How can I fix things? And it's like you want to fix yourself. So you're constantly saying, I'm not good enough. And that's not God.
No, it's not. Oh my God. So much deepness. Oh,
Yeah. So
yeah. That's how
I went through that also.
I mean, I'm going through it. I'm working through it. And that's why, that's part of the reason why I wanted to do the podcast and why I waited so long, because I didn't know what topic. You know, it's that, do you know that saying, you're a master of all trades? Oh, you're a jack of what?
No. You're a jack of all trades and a master of none?
Yes,
right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
But it's actually, it's a cut version of the whole saying. And so I lived with that. Oh, that ties into your limiting beliefs, doesn't it? I lived with that half of that quote my whole life. And then when I found out the real whole quote, which I'm going to have to look it up, and my memory's failing me. We need a smoothie for memory. I just need to drink him. Jack of all trades. And when I realized that, I have a tear mlazdik, yani, it's stuck right there. It's like, do we fall yet, or we don't fall? What's the command? Oh, I love this. Full quote. The complete quote attributed to William Shakespeare, which that's a whole nother rabbit hole. Right? But that's not, I'm not into literature, so. A jack of, do you know that the rabbit hole is that it didn't really actually exist, and it was a bunch of pen names. Yeah.
What?
Whole rabbit hole.
No. Seriously?
That he didn't exist, and that there was actually a bunch of pen names under him, and they created this character, William Shakespeare.
Like, that's a fact, or that's a theory?
A rabbit hole, yeah, it's just a rabbit hole. I know.
Like, what is the world we're living in?
Yeah, everything's falling apart. The Matrix has a glitch.
Yeah.
A jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one.
Oh.
That's the complete quote.
Better than a master of one.
Mm-hmm. But oftentimes better than a master of one, which is the exact opposite of the first half that everybody throws around and uses and makes limiting beliefs
about it.
And when I learned this, I was just like, yeah. So, but that was what the problem I had with the podcast was, like, I'm going to talk about nutrition, I'm going to talk about spices. You know, what are you going to talk about?
Limiting yourself.
Yeah. And then I just said, I just want to freaking talk. I'm a girka.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
That's why the cooking class, even when Asia made the name, because she knows she's addition of something. That's who I am. And I want to lean into that. And yeah, you know, and that's why I feel like podcasts are a way for us to reflect and back on the life that we've lived and the people that we've met. And it also is a way for those that are leaving loved ones behind, like mothers, they can say, wow, that lady was doing some crazy stuff. But she was connected. She was connected to her creator, alhamdulillah. So thank you for coming.
Thank you. Thank you for creating this space.
Thank you.
For us to come and join you on our journey.
Thank you. Thank you for being a part of it. I've really enjoyed it. I'll put all the information. We'll put this on Instagram. You've got your upcoming thing. I want to be a part of that. Sounds so exciting, and work on my Arabic. Yeah. And, let's just end the podcast maybe with a minute of silence, just to sit with ourselves and say whatever in our hearts that we need to say for the rest of the world, and hopefully it'll come through, inshallah. Bismillah. Like, somebody's going to have to tell me when it's a minute, because I had no concept of time. Has it been a minute?
I think so.
Okay.
Or less. It's okay. Sabrina.
It's the Nia. And for anybody who's suffering, hopefully, love, your whole theme, love will reach. Inshallah. Oh, big hug. See you guys later. Don't forget to like, subscribe. What else do
Share.
And share.
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, that.
Peace.